Hi, students. I am going to go over your week 3 packet just for the beginning of the week. So I'm going to go over Mondays and Tuesdays. So your Scholastic News that you are reading this week, the main article is Were You Tricked? So that's the article that's edition 3. It looks like April 27th is the date. So it doesn't match our dates, but that's okay. That's the one we're using this week. So at the beginning of the day, you were to read pages 2 to 3. Which was the main article, and it's titled Don't Fall for a Fake. So you're going to read that, and then you're going to answer the questions that go with that. And then you're going to read independently for 20 minutes and record what you read. So for this week's journal writing, you're going to be reading the article Elephant, and then you're going to be doing some writing about that. And then language and spelling. And for those of you who can get on I'm Ready, 20 minutes. And if you can't, try to go to Fact Monster, and just do some math practice. You can do fractions, or you can do your multiplication practice there, just so you're doing some review math for 20 minutes. And then you're going, yesterday was lesson 21 practice and your facts practice. Okay, and then don't forget to record what you're doing for PE. So this is your PE log. So you're going to record the date, how long you worked, which is going to be 20 minutes. And then what did you do? Just a short sentence. And then your weekly temperature graph, which I think you guys are getting pretty good at. So you're making sure you go to the right line and just color it in. So what was the temperature, the high and the low for yesterday and today? If you need help with either of those, just let me know and I will help you. Your close reading questions for Don't Fall for a Fake are here. So what is the misinformation? And include an example. So misinformation is something that's not accurate. So what's the misinformation in the article? So find at least one and give an example of that. So it started with a wild idea that someone posted online on February 10th. Gravity on Earth would change. Brooms would be able to stand upright. So after you read about that and you try that and you look at the videos, if you can, or you can just use your reading, what can you write about misinformation? And then number 2, what are some reasons people spread hoaxes? So a hoax is something that's not accurate. Why do people spread hoax information? For this one, it seems like it's just fun. It's just a fun thing. They didn't do it to harm anybody or not for a good reason. They just did it for fun. So sometimes hoaxes are spread for fun, and sometimes they are spread to be deceptive about people. Number 3, what is the purpose of the section Stop and Think? So for that one, you're going to go just to that section that has the main title, Stop and Think. What is the purpose of that section? So read it and write about it. It has a word skeptical. What do you think that means? And that's a clue to help you understand what that section is about. So fact or false, here are some short questions that are related to this article. Don't fall for a fake. And this is the Venn diagram. Use the Venn diagram to compare and contrast results of your research with the original information. So you were to do a quick online search using your keywords about the topic. Maybe you looked up gravity on Earth, or will the gravity on Earth ever change? Something like that. So research it, just like we researched animals earlier in the year. So with the help of someone at home, research that topic. What did you find out on your own? And this is something that's different than the original information you learned in the article. And what are some things that you learned that might have been the same? Okay, so it might give you a good reason why that hoax happened, what the explanation was. If you need any more questions or help with that, just let me know. Okay, here is your article, Elephants. So you're to read this. Then you're going to write about the main idea of the article. So the main idea is going to be elephants, and it's going to include something about endangered animals, why they were endangered, things about the elephant. For instance, there you need to write about there. So main things, main information about the elephants has something to do with their tusks, where they're found, how they're huge animals, how they are very intelligent, how they have poor eyesight but excellent hearing and a great sense of smell. And the elephant tusks are very valuable. And that's going to explain to you why they became endangered. So that's your writing here. Subordinating conjunctions to form complex sentences. So conjunctions are things that go in between a sentence or be in between two sentences that you're going to combine to make one. So use these conjunctions here, and I'll help you. Carla can go to bed at 9. She is in 3rd grade now. So what goes best there? Carla can go to bed at 9 since she's in 3rd grade now. Okay, that makes sense. Unless does not make sense. Unless she's in 3rd grade, that doesn't make sense. While does not make sense. Before or after does not make sense. So the best word for this is since. It also means the same thing as kind of similar to but because. Carla can go to bed at 9 because she is in 3rd grade now. But because isn't an option, so you got to use the word since. I changed my sheets. I made my bed. I changed my sheets since. Now that could work, but it's not the best. Unless it's definitely not it. While I made my bed, that could work. I changed my sheets before I made my bed. That's the best one. So I changed my sheets before I made my bed and make one sentence. Okay, you finish the rest. If you have questions, make sure you message me in either Remind or Google Classroom. Lesson 21 practice. Solve the problems. Which number line shows the fraction 2/4 at R? Okay, so here is R. So this is number line A. This can't show you 2/4 because 2/4 is less than 1 whole. And here's 1 right here, so it can't be that one. So I'm going to cross that one out. Let's see. Okay, here's 1, so that's an option. And R is before it. Okay, this R is at 1, can't be that one. And this R is at 2, it cannot be that one. So even if you weren't sure, you could figure out what the answer is by ruling out what it's not. Okay, so 2/4, think about that fraction. If you break each number by half, half of 2 is 1. Let me try to write it. Half of 2 is 1. Half of 4 is 2. So we divided 2 by 1 and 4 by 2. So we divided both of these numbers in the fraction by 2 is what we really did. Or we broke them in half. So 2/4 equals 1/2. They're equivalent fractions. So you can tell this is 1/4. 1/2, sorry. Half because it's in the middle. Or you can just look at how it's 2/4 because we have 1, 2, 3, 4 spaces between 0 and 1. So 2/4 is going to be right here. Sorry, that doesn't look good, but that's 2/4 right there. I cannot write with this very well. Number 2, look at the number line below. How many equal parts are between 0 and 1? Okay, remember we count the lines or the spaces in between. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. How many equal parts between 0 and 1? 6. Let's see, lesson 21, number 3. The number line shows marks at which fractions. Choose all the correct answers. Okay, let's see. Okay, so this one, I'm not sure if this one is not printed correctly. Let's do this because it doesn't show any marks. I don't see any marks. So let's put, let's see. the fractions that you can put, so let's do this. Let's count what fraction this number line is broken into. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so there's 4 spaces between 0 and 1. So it's going to be broken into fourths. And there's going to be 4 spaces between 1 and 2. So that tells us our fraction, our number on the bottom should be fourths. Okay, we can't go to 10 fourths because this is 1/4, 2 fourths, 3 fourths, 4 fourths, or 1 whole, 5 fourths, 6 fourths, 7 fourths, 8 fourths. So it can't be that one, can't be A, can't be C because it doesn't, C does not go up to, we don't go to number 10. 3/8 can't be that one. 8 over 2. Let's see. I'm going to cross that out. So 8 over 2 could actually be 4 over 1, which is 4. And so that is not going to work either. 3 fourths. We can do 3 fourths right here. So D can work and 6 fourths can work. So at 3 fourths, put the letter D. And at 6 fourths, so 3, 4 fourths, 5 fourths, 6 fourths, put the letter F. It doesn't really match the directions, but let's do that. If you do that, you'll be correct. 4, look at the number line below. Write the fraction at A. Okay, so let's count our spaces in between. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So our denominator has to be 8 because that's what it's broken into. A is at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What is the fraction? 6 over 8. That's where A is. 5. AJ says that A is at 1. Landon says that A is at 8/8. Oh, well, that would be 1 too, right? Remember when the numerator and denominator are the same? It equals 1, but let's see if it's broken into 8s. Oops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Our Aruz says AJ and Landon are both right. Use the number line to explain. So I just showed you what it's broken into. Okay, and A is at 8/8, but 8/8, remember, anyway, equals 1 because it's 1 whole. When you have your numerator and denominator that are same, it doesn't matter if it's 4 fourths, 5 fifths, 3 thirds, it doesn't matter. If the numerator and denominator are the same, that's equal to 1 whole. Okay, and then this is just fact practice. So that's it for Monday's work. If you have questions, let me know. Make sure you message me. And then remember on fact practice, make sure you look at the sign first and then regroup correctly. Okay, guys, I will talk to you when I post Tuesday's work.